for us, does it?
No, that's pretty quick.
I meant our AC. We actually have an AC in here now, Colby.
I'm opening your jerky.
Go for it. I can adjust. One of these points I'll adjust it. It is picking up a little bit, but I can put a one speed on it.
Okay.
Flip the fan speed to low. Top switch, I believe, is
Oh,
the
you
fan
want
speed.
jerky?
What was that?
Switch. Yeah.
Sharpie, no.
I can put my headphones in. Would it help? Is there like feedback or echo?
No, there's no feedback or echo.
Sounds good.
Yep.
They're good.
Cool, then I'll just leave my headphones out because they're kind of annoying to play with.
Did you by chance see the picture we posted up on Twitter? It's got Ari's figure for when you're away.
I did not see that.
We found a really cool one on
Today.
where did we find it? Was it Thingiverse or was that one on the other?
It's usually really
It was Thingiverse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really thin.
We found a really cool one and printed it off for when you're away.
She's got like the bow staff on her back.
Yeah, and she's all like on one leg, and there's a bunch of cool like broken rocks around her.
She's getting ready to do the crane kick.
Yep.
Yep.
Right?
Sweet leg, Johnny.
What's up, Papa Kangaroo?
What, boo?
So our fearless barbarian will be late tonight,
That's pretty good.
as noted and as usual. So I'll go ahead and start with the recap. Last game, Colby, did you actually get a chance to listen?
No, I didn't. I just got the recap from Dallin and Preston.
Oh, good. That's always fun. Lunch recaps are great. Yep. So last time the party made their way across from the Frost Skimmer, the boat that they're on. Go ahead. All pause.
Okay, we're good.
All right, over to the.
There's a mic in the bottom of your box, so when you roll it,
I'm sorry, were you saying things?
Are we good?
Just kidding. Just kidding. We don't want to piss off the DM today.
Nope.
He's already pissed off.
Brom drown. What?
So the party made their way over to the Chainmaker, which they found out was a big sort of shanty town on the back of a giant sea turtle. And they were able to climb on after their boat was destroyed by climbing up on some seaweed and making their way, or flying, as the case may be for some of them. They made their way into a storage room where they took a moment to rest and recoup their supplies, had a nice meal, as the wizard warged into his familiar and kind of scouted out the area to see what they could find, to see if they could find basically the captain of this place so they could sabotage and maybe even destroy the Chainmaker. They ended up finding where they needed to go and approaching the captain, at which point Thornock realized that it was the captain that had basically enslaved him for years.
Dun, dun, dun.
And using some quick thunder stepping and some alchemist fire that they received from a dwarf, they managed to knock the captain and his guards off of the bow of the ship that he was on and onto kind of these wooden planks where they fought him and a couple monstrosities that were basically bears with sharks for arms.
It's on Twitter.
Yeah. And so they were able to capture the pirate king, and they were on their way out as the turtle started sinking from the fire that was basically engulfing its back half.
Are we the bad guys here? Are we really terrorizing these people that live? They're peaceful.
Hey, they're the ones.
They're the ones who live on a turtle's back. You gotta expect he's going down at some time.
No, but I gotta say it. You know who's bad? The Horde. That's right.
All right. Easy now.
Are you guys opposites?
No, it's just we're really upset about it.
I was gonna say you're like the commercials that I keep getting bombarded with.
They're hilarious.
No,
They're so true.
we both just had to go through the whole traumatic experience of losing one of our capital cities this week, and it was pretty bad. Anyway, that's
I have two questions.
sure.
One, tell me more about how I single-handedly held off an army of pirates while something was going on. That kind of got glossed over by Preston and Down. I was like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so basically, a lot of reinforcements were coming from the head of the turtle, and Ari single-handedly like defended the one plank that they were able to get through, and
Got him in a chokehold.
yeah, it's pretty much a whirlwind of kicks, kind of 300 at it. You know, there was
She
a lot of
used
slow motion.
the get help.
It was the whole song. Everybody
You
was
rolled
coming.
amazing that entire time. It was like crit after crit after crit, and you weren't here for it.
Critical.
Anyway, so after successfully capturing the Pirate King and making their way towards the rowboats that they were going to use to escape, they discovered one single prisoner, which was a young turtle that had been chained up and was crying for help.
Got me in chains.
Brahm and Akio tried to rescue him, accidentally knocked him unconscious with lightning and psychic damage, and then finally were able to break his chains and get him safely on board the current rowboat that is heading back towards the Frostskimmer as the Chainmaker slowly drops into the ocean, basically submerging and leaving a bunch of pirates without a home. Or dead, as the case may be.
Right. So pirates. Okay, so at any point during either the last session or in between sessions, have we been able to take either a short or long rest, like when people were having a meal or whatever?
So, yeah, you were able to take a short rest when you guys were in the storeroom. You guys chose to take an hour to recuperate in there.
Oh, how much XP did we get last time?
That is what I'm getting to, actually.
Nice.
So, for saving the prisoner, kidnapping the Pirate King, and defeating the enemies, you all earn 1,700 experience apiece.
Nice. We're so close to level 9.
I'm sorry, how much
3,
was the XP?
2,100 away.
No, don't do set XP.
Way higher.
170.
What are you at? Bump yourself up to it.
Should be 45,930.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm at.
So 45,000.
930.
Yeah. Just because you kind of...
I'm off by 200 XP apparently.
There's certain...
There were certain times
small
where, like,
differences,
yeah.
but...
Right.
Like Preston got like a roleplay
Right.
bonus or whatever.
Roleplay bonus!
Well, and I think when we were first starting out, I wasn't really keeping well track of my XP.
Nice.
So the...
I'm better, guys.
The first mate of the ship is the one that's waiting as you guys pull up to the Frostskimmer again and put the plank down, and you drag the captain and the still unconscious turtle across to the deck of the Frostskimmer.
That signifies unconscious.
How frequent are turtles rare as tieflings? Would you say?
Yeah. Well, they're a little bit more common as far as like island nations go,
Okay.
because obviously they live on like a specific island and whatnot.
Tahiti.
But I don't think any of you have ever seen a turtle before.
Okay. I'm gonna be oogling.
Okay. So he's just laying there.
Waiting for him to wake up, and I'm sitting like this. Staring at him.
Would Tavish have seen one before in his many travels?
Go ahead and roll me a history check. Let's find out. Because, yeah, if anybody would have seen one, it would have been Tavish.
13.
13? You saw one
At a distance.
at a distance. Yeah. It was sort of
It
like
could have been a regular turtle, but I wasn't 100% sure.
pretty sure you need a roll box.
It talked to me. Granted, I was on something, but it talked to me.
It talked.
It spoke.
It spoke to me.
So everybody's kind of taking a moment to recuperate. The first mate goes, I don't see the Chainmaker anymore. How'd it go?
Swimmingly.
I just go,
She tosses you overboard. No puns!
Tell your friend that his babies did very nicely.
Oh, right. You didn't manage to keep any of them, did you?
Do we have one?
I figured.
No, we don't have any.
Your babies
We
flew.
used them all.
They.
I'm gonna be the honest person and actually hand one back.
Dang it!
And she takes
What?
it She takes it with her right hand
I don't
because
know.
They were so much fun.
her left hand is actually gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, right. Exactly.
What a faux pas! You just handed it to a bad hand.
And
I have no diplomacy.
he'll be very grateful for this. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, the captain comes up, old half face,
Don't hand things to his bad side of the face.
Larusta.
Yoey.
He comes up and kind of puts his hands on his hips, kind of, Superman pose style. And he goes, well, the frost skimmer's all ready. Anything else that you need to do here? Or are we good to go?
We are good to go underway. Get underway.
All right. And he nods to the helmsman, and helmsman starts calling out for hoist the mizzenmast and raise the anchor and all that good stuff.
That guy's playing Galaga.
That guy's playing Galaga.
How does he see?
Off the port
He
bow.
turns.
That was exhausting.
And then he turns around and he looks at the pirate and the turtle, both unconscious on the ground. And he goes, "Looks like we keep picking up stragglers."
Indeed, be gentle with the tortoise. He had a bad day.
Stragglers.
I think so. I mean, I'm pretty straggling.
And what about him? And he nods to the
We
pirate.
tie him up.
Right.
Because Thornock's down here
Yeah.
to say what he wants.
Keep Thornock a safe distance so he doesn't murder this guy.
I'm gonna go below deck and have me a ration.
Have you a ration?
I'm gonna join
That's
in a ration having.
irrational, but go ahead.
Have a ration. A ration of a time.
I'm pretty hungry.
Lunera actually went through her backpack today and realized that she had a bunch of stuff, and she's like, "Do I need this?" Like, yes, you need food.
Do I need this?
I reach
Do I need this?
into my rations. What? What the heck is this crap?
You pull out,
I just start.
pulling out turtle meat.
Bring out the 10 pounds.
Don't let the turtle see this. And I give it to the cook, in the galley. Is there a galley?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, the cook is very impressed. Wow, that's a lot of meat you have there.
I poke my head down.
I have no idea why I
One
That was me.
cook.
Yes, he is one-legged.
Is it long? Is his name John?
Long John Silver.
Long
No,
John.
it's
wearing
short
long johns.
Stephen Gold.
Does he have a crab instead of a talking parrot?
Casey's loving this. Like,
I hand one quart of meat to the crab.
hey, you want some money? Anyway.
Anyway, continuing on.
So,
sorry.
You guys tie up the Pirate King, or whatever his name is. I can't remember. I'm sure I have his name written somewhere. And
Thornock's BFF.
yep, but the first person to wake up is actually the turtle. So his eyes kind of flutter open, and there's a gnome sitting there, and he goes, "Hello," and he rolls like he's on his side, and he kind of rolls, and he ends up on his back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. Let me help you.
No, I got it. And he just pushes his arms out and pushes himself up, and he's like, "I'm not helpless."
Oh, my apologies. I've never met one of your kind before.
And he looks around and he goes, "This doesn't look like the boat I was on."
We have saved you from seemingly, being sold into slavery of some sort. So I'm kind of a hero.
Now you're our slave.
You're here on this.
I'm below deck, so I can't.
We came across you as we were teaching those no good bandits a lesson. What were you doing on this boat?
I had been captured. Did you electrocute me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Roll me a
must-
deception check.
I have that effect
No,
on
I
people,
lightning you.
and when I come in your presence, it's like an electrifying touch. So, 16 plus 20 or 10, 26. Wait, no, that's 11, so 27.
Very odd description for yourself, but okay.
Indeed, I have this, and sometimes people might have headaches from like psychological damage because I'm so glorious looking.
Deception check.
That would explain that too.
Oh, I
And he just kind of
apologize.
like rubs his head a little bit.
I apologize. Here, take this. I'm gonna pull out one of my healing potions and hand it to him. What?
On that check, if I'm looking at him skeptically out of the corners of my eyes, like,
Sorry, say that whole thing again. We caught the end of it.
Can he get disadvantage on that check if I'm looking at him skeptically, kind of out of the side of my eyes?
Sure, disadvantage.
13, 24.
Yeah, so good enough. when it comes to deception, you can't beat the bard. That should be the title of the episode.
Can't beat the bard.
Can't beat the bard. And the turtle just kind of shakes his head a little bit to clear it, and he just goes, "Do you guys have any like water or something? I'm pretty
We have
parched."
turtle meat.
Really?
Yeah, it's down in the galley right now.
And he kind of like perks up a little bit.
Ass cannibal.
It's not necessarily cannibalism.
How did you come across this?
Yeah, it's not turtle meat. It's turtle meat.
It's turtle.
There's a difference.
The difference is you.
Minotaurs eat hamburgers.
Yeah.
Steak.
They're eating half of
Centaurs eat dog food.
Canon.
You know, as they always say.
Oh, that's right.
Centaurs use glue as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
They use glue.
Anyway, so yeah, he asked
Owlbears
for
eat chickens.
water.
Yes, right away. Someone get him water. Is anyone like walking around the deck?
Yeah,
Are we below deck?
there's a guy with like a mop and a bucket, the swabby.
Not you. Where can I find some water besides the ocean?
I mean, we
Do you
got.
drink salt water?
I don't really drink salt water. I mean,
Okay, no, fine.
it's got a kind of taste to it.
I think I have
Not
a
good taste though.
Can I hear this from below?
Roll me a perception check.
11 plus 0. 11.
I would say no.
It's muffled. There's a lot of shouting going on.
Water, and then.
I mean,
Do I know he's down
there's
below
water.
deck?
There's water below deck.
I'm gonna message
obviously,
him and say, Akio, is there anything down there that a turtle might drink? Like water perhaps? Not alcohol. You don't drink
Can
alcohol, do
I
you?
respond if I can't see him?
Well, I
You
mean,
can.
my,
Okay, with
my
message.
dad never
Okay.
lets me drink alcohol, but I suppose I could.
Fair enough, because I can't.
One water coming up.
All right.
Sir?
Yes. How old are you?
I'm
Hello.
sorry. It's been so long since I've had to think about this. I'm 14.
That's
Is that old?
what almost adulthood for a turtle, right?
Yeah,
He's gonna live to like
Water?
50 or 60 years.
I'm a couple years.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Procured from the finest barrels down below.
Is it like a water bottle? Like, is that how you're holding this?
I scooped it into like
It's a coconut.
It's like a potion thing or whatever. Yeah, it's like
He goes, you know plastic's bad for the ocean, right?
As he pulls one out of his nose.
Yep. Yeah. He's got one of those rings around his neck.
We're all horrible people.
I didn't know plastic existed in
Yes,
this world.
absolutely.
Magic exists. I'm sure plastic is somewhere.
In some form or fashion, it is magic.
Yeah. So he'll take a
Cheaper
great swig
days.
and kind of smack his lips a little bit and everything. Yes.
I am so sorry, but with me taking a ration, I don't recall, but does that restore health points?
No, it's just basically
It's
it keeps
required.
you from being exhausted. Yeah. Your health points are resolved when you. I mean, you took a short rest, so if you need to spend hit
I'm
dice.
sorry,
yeah.
If
D&D
you're
folks, but
exhausted,
keeping
then-
track of eating food sounds really dumb.
It is now.
Some people
Thank
don't
you.
do it. We're doing it for this game.
Well, if you're exhausted, you have to roll with disadvantage. So,
But I'm not exhausted.
because you just ate.
Basically, it's not a matter of I'm remembering to eat each day. It's more of, hey, we're going on an adventure. We need to remember to bring food, so you need to buy rations.
That makes sense.
So you don't die.
It puts one more level of.
All right.
You got to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. That's right. Anyway, thanks for saving my life.
No problem. No problem. Now, where were you headed before you were segued?
Oh, I was on a journey to the Sea of Moving Ice.
Oh well.
No.
That's where we are headed as well.
Really?
Serendipity.
I mean, if you don't mind me coming along, I can work for my food and my board and whatnot. I need to get this done so that I can finish my rites of passage.
Roll
What are your rites of passage?
You yell from downstairs?
No, I came up with water.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm close to becoming a man. And in order to
You're turning into a human? I don't know why. They're very boring.
adult. You're very odd, says the turtle man. In order to become an adult, I have to go through a specific trial, and the shaman of my tribe decided the best thing to do would be to set me up against an enemy that has been in our tribe for generations, and to see if I can survive it and defeat it.
What's the enemy?
His name is
Cold-blooded after all, right?
Marflub.
Marflog.
Yeah.
Does he happen to be guarding or protecting anything? Do you know?
Well, last I heard, he was in the sea of moving ice. That's all I know.
Huh.
Now, and does this, when on your adventure to become a man, is there any prohibition if we should help you on that way? Is it going to cause you trouble?
No, we consider networking as part of the ritual.
Oh, fair
So
enough.
if I can have friends, it's always a good thing.
Well, you can count on me as being a friend. Can I do an insight check on him?
Sure.
How does he respond?
You can count on me as being a friend.
Two! I trust him.
Yeah, you can count on him to be a friend too.
Fair enough.
We will help you if you help us.
Of course,
Quid
yeah,
pro quo.
absolutely.
Okay. Cool. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I'm not some dumb noble that doesn't think that you guys do stuff for free. That'd be ridiculous.
We'll get along.
I'm not going to tell you what it is that we need you to do, but just know
My
you need to
affection
do
for
it.
him just went up 2.
Hooray! Neutral with Ari.
Friendship with an Ari increase.
We'll call upon you sometime.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to help.
So, do you have any particular, for the captain's sake, any particular skills?
Well, I mean, I'm a fairly good tracker and scout. I have a little bit of nature magic.
Can you breathe underwater?
Well, yeah, I'm a turtle.
Do you,
He says nonchalantly,
Yeah,
like we would all know.
Yeah,
can
everyone would know.
you heal people?
I have a little bit of healing magic. Yes.
Okay. You can come then. Or we can come with you.
Does it hurt
Wherever.
when things hit you on the shell?
It depends on how hard.
Can I touch it?
He looks a little nervous, but he nods. Like, go ahead.
That is so cool.
Every kid who's ever had an afro just like face palmed.
Yeah. Were you a kid that had an afro? Where's the
He's a man that has an afro to wear with a hat.
Seriously, stop.
All right. Do we have a Thornock yet?
Yeah, I'm here. You were in the middle of talking.
Alrighty. Thornock, you are below deck with your eyes trained on your old enemy.
Fred that had to be.
What is his name again?
Volgard.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Bullguard.
Bulldog.
Bulgard.
Yeah.
No, Olgar.
Oh,
Bulgar.
Bulgar.
Bulgar?
Olgar, it slowly groans.
Dumbledore?
Olgar.
Dumbledore?
He slowly groans as he opens up his eyes and kind of blinks away the bleariness, realizes he's still alive, and then looks at Thornock and goes, "Why didn't you kill me?"
I punch him in the face.
Oh, wait. Because the arms are probably behind the back. This is even worse.
Absolutely perfect.
I punch him again.
Okay. Do you just continue to beat him for a while?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna come intervene. Since I'm below deck right now, I'm just gonna say,
So you just see Thornock going, gah, gah, gah.
yeah. And so I'm gonna attempt to pull him away, actually. So I should do a strength
Contest.
strength contest. Go! Woo! 19. So that's a. Would that automatically?
That's not a crit.
That's not a crit.
No, it's not an attack.
Son of a.
The 19 plus your strength modifier.
19 plus.
And you too, Thornock.
Let's see. 19 plus 8. Yeah.
Your strength modifier.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. 19 plus 4, 23.
I'm like, when did your strength become +8?
Overnight.
So 23.
Yeah.
Thornak, what'd you get in your strength check?
19 plus 9.
You do not have a +9 strength.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's my saving throw.
Okay.
That's what I was looking at too. I was looking at my saving throw.
I do have a +5 though.
Hey, yep, 24. You can't.
I can't get him
pull
off.
him away.
Okay.
You do slow him down a little bit.
It's just like that slow.
All right. So I just put my hands up and I'm gonna go up on deck.
I tried.
Whatever. It's not my beef.
Hey, so what do you do, Thornak?
I just beat him for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll go ahead and cut back to the top deck.
Yakety Yaks begins playing.
The captain comes down and he goes, "Oh, I almost forgot. This missive came for you while you were away."
Well, Ari, would you do the honors?
I hand it to Ari.
Sorry, I didn't understand what was said.
There was a missive.
There's a missive.
Message for you, sir.
Okay, I open it and read
Okay.
out loud.
So the letter says that you should search for one called McCath, who was reported to be looking for the Drakhorn as well before it started going off. And it talks about how she is a tiefling wizard from the Arcane Brotherhood. She was sent by the host tower in order to track this down, but she went missing on the Sea of Moving Ice. And then it finishes by saying that if you find her, you may get some more answers that you're seeking. And then it's signed DS.
Huh. Would I know this tiefling, or is it after my time?
After your time.
Okay. Interesting.
Do we know what that stands for, or am I just having a brain fart?
What's the portal's name?
Go ahead and roll me an insight check. You guys never asked the Toro's name.
You never
I'm
asked.
gonna call him Leonardo then.
Hey, Leo.
23 for an insight. Actually, so what would that be? Investigate instead.
22.
That sounds more like an investigate thing. You do remember that there was somebody with the initials DNS that you've spoken with recently. If you have the name in your notes.
An elf lady that we followed to her house.
That's correct, yeah.
What was her name, though?
Somebody wrote it down, surely.
I don't think her name is
Sure,
Shirley.
her name is Shirley.
Danielle Shirley.
Her name is Dala
That's right.
Silmerhelm, I believe is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, Silmerhelm.
I wrote it down. Dala Silmerhelm.
Yep.
Noble.
Yay!
Yeah, so you kind of piece that together after you're done reading the note.
Okay. It seems that our mysterious informant has given us another clue, but since we don't really have much else to go on, I'd suggest we follow this lead. What was the name of the enemy that the turtle was?
The name of the enemy that the turtle is hunting is Marflub. Marfulb. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the name of the tiefling is McCath.
What was the turtle's name? Did we ask?
Nope, nobody asked.
His name's Leonardo.
I turned to him and said, what's your name, Trent?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have no manners.
Donatello.
You can call me Tuki.
Dookie.
I will call you Dookie.
Well, I'm Ariana, and I tell him everybody else's name and say, welcome to, we're known as the Order of the Broken Spear.
Those of us in this party, not the whole boat, mind you. It's a very exclusive club.
Alright. Cool. I've never been with an adventuring party before.
Well, we're happy to have your help. What was the name of the lead from that Dala gave us, the guy's name?
McCath.
Wing's name? McCath?
Yep. MACCATH.
When he gets
Okay. Tiefling, wizard.
And the arcane brother went missing. Find her, get answers.
No puns.
If anyone has suggestions on how to keep these notes better, I'd be more than happy, because I have to scroll like 5 years to get to any information.
Yeah, I wouldn't save them on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's
I would
like-
either make a notebook or like a Google Drive document. Or
Breath
just have a bunch of random pages that you have to go through later. That's fun.
Hold on.
Did the note from Dala say? Sorry, where to look for? Yeah.
No, it just said that she went missing while searching for the Dracorn in the Sea of Moving Ice.
We're on our way there, so.
Yep. You guys are on your way there, and we will... Well, we better go back to Thornock. Thornock, how's the beating going?
Just wrapping up.
Okay. All right.
Cellophane?
So he's a bloody mess at this point. Probably at 1 hit point again after regaining a bunch of hit dice. And
I'm doing that thing from
Twerking?
Casino Royale where you tie him to the chair and then take the rope.
jeez.
You're brutal.
And I'm
Alrighty.
using my sailor.
A little to the
knots
left.
for it.
I've got an itch.
Alright, is it so? I need to clarify something here. Did you just capture him so that you could just torture him more?
No.
Okay.
He's gonna heal him and then do it again!
So how long does Thornock torture him? Because obviously we're not going to sit here and let you torture a guy for a half an hour while everybody else does nothing. So
Not long.
okay, yeah, he is a whimpering mass of like
Meat.
like he doesn't look like an orc anymore at this point. He just looks like a pile of poop, like a turd rolling down the street.
Oh.
People assume
So,
New Venom trailer would get that.
I'm gonna pull out Hazaron.
Who goes, yeah, finally. Sorry, it's been a while since I've spoken.
know.
He's drunk. You had him dipped in like a keg of ale.
He talks like Kevin from The Office.
Yeah.
Use less word. Save
A future
time.
note, don't put him in there.
Yeah.
I put my hand on Thornock's shoulder and I say, Thornock, killing him won't make you feel any better, and it won't help us get any answers either.
Be one less.
I completely disagree,
I'm
but
upstairs.
I'm not gonna kill him yet.
He just kind of looks between the two of you with his like swollen eyes. And he's just like, what do you want from me?
Tell me who sold Tamanel to.
Who?
Tamanel, the girl from the bar, the smelly drunk.
Wait, the name of the bar was the Smelly Drunk?
Potion you have, doesn't he?
Yeah, the name of the bar was the smelly drunk.
I thought you were referring to
mystery
Tamanel with the Smelly Drunk.
Make him small and then put him in our bag of holding and let him die.
That's true.
And he sits there for a moment and he goes, I don't know, some red wizard guy.
I need a name.
Well, let me get you my manifest from the Chainmaker, he says, and he gives you like a defiant look.
We left it.
So I'm gonna talk to Hazaron.
Investment in
Uh-huh.
I need some help here, big guy.
What can I do
If
for
you
you?
If you can answer my question for me, we'll kill him.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on Olgar.
Right, Hazaron can do that.
Whoa, that's so cool. I'm upstairs though.
Yeah.
I just. Oh, so cool.
That's
I'm peeking through the grate.
That's your third. That's your third charge for the day, right? Because you cast Good Needle, I think
Have we
last
had a
game.
long rest yet?
No, we haven't had a long rest yet.
Okay, then yeah, that's my third chart.
Okay. So, I think he needs to make a saving throw, is that correct?
Probably a 13. I'm gonna guess. Or 11.
Yes.
What is the
I think
DC
so.
on it?
DC 11 Wisdom save.
Okay.
Mine secret.
I'm going to give the captain disadvantage on this because Hazaran is putting extra effort into this because he wants to.
He's thirsty.
Yeah, he is very thirsty.
He
for
wants a
blood.
Slurpee.
And yeah, so Hazaran fills your mind with memories as you get this vision of Tamanel bound and kind of hunched over, and Oligar is making a deal with a red wizard. He's bald. He's got all these tattoos on his face, as is usual for red wizards of Thay. And he's got this very long, kind of stylized goatee that is very Egyptian in nature, if you want to compare it to something. I mean, obviously, Thornog doesn't know it's Egyptian. What's Egypt? But for everybody else, is right.
Baby, don't hurt me.
And Oligar shakes his hand, and as the red wizard kind of waves Tamanil over to another in the red robes that you guys have encountered before, that you recognize as Rath Modar, the red wizard that you've killed.
Right.
About this tall?
Yeah, about that tall. Yep. Oligar says, "Nice doing business with you, Severin." And Severin just kind of waves him off, and as he kind of waves his hand, the vision fades away as well. And Hazaran goes, "There's your answer."
I just swing.
Okay. So Ari, you kind of hear, you kind of see Thornak. Thornak, do you still talk out loud to the sword, or do you talk in your head?
No, I obviously talk out loud.
So,
Obviously.
Ari, you hear that he's asking he's asking his sword for an answer, and then he's gonna try and kill him if he gets the right answer. And then all of a sudden you see Thornak just take a great swing at Oligar. So
I stop.
yeah, so we're gonna do an initiative roll between the two of you to see who acts first.
Natural 20, both of them.
I got a natural 20.
Called it.
So give me the full amount still, because there's a chance that your natural 20 still can't beat.
22.
22, okay. Ari?
This is just a 14.
14?
Oh.
Yeah, Ari, you kind of jump forward to try and stop him, but the Hazaran goes right through the neck of Oligar, and it just rolls, the head just rolls backwards before you can stop the blade.
Does it swing?
I just say, I just look at Thornak and say, the effect that this sword seems to be having on you, we're not cold-blooded killers, and walk away.
Okay. Alrighty. That's a good scene transition. The Frostskimmer continues on through the Sword Coast, and soon, very soon, you guys find yourselves, you find the air getting colder around you, and soon you see hunks of ice floating in the water that kind of crash against the Frostskimmer, and if anybody's below deck during this time, they hear that kind of sound every now and then as it basically goes through. There are a couple times as you get deeper into the sea of moving ice, it just becomes more icy. There's a lot more hunks of the stuff just floating along the water. In fact, there are several times where Half-Face tells everybody to disembark so that you guys can physically pull the ship over a hunk of ice that is too big to skirt around, or is too close to other ones to skirt around as well. During this time, each evening you guys pull up onto a rather large hunk of the stuff and just spend the night there rather than in the boat itself. Some campfires are made. There's not too much wood up here, so a lot of the times they've got like a supply of whale blubber and whale fat that they spark to kind of make their little heat fires and everything. And it is about 3 days into the journey on the Sea of Moving Ice when you spot the first signs of anybody else. And you see these long kind of kayaks that are in the distance, and there are 4 people in each kayak kind of rowing, and then at the back of each is just kind of this big pile of fish in a net. So they're pretty big kayaks. They're not like your usual kind of one person.
Do you hear them singing, hey, yup, hey, yup?
Sure, if you want to be racist about it.
I said canoes!
They're kayaks.
So what do you guys do?
I take a long rest and recover my spell.
Yeah, sorry, everybody does get a long rest at this point.
Yes, please!
I point him out to Braum. I'm assuming he can't see over the side. So I kind of...
I didn't think you're impressed, but wow, there are kayaks out there.
And somebody on mic was speaking.
Oh, I just said, well, I was wrong. I thought that the take long rest button on D&D Beyond wasn't working, but you just have to confirm it before.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like confirm in 3 seconds, or you have to do it again.
Yep,
kind of
double
thing.
tap.
Yeah.
Got it.
Good to know.
Oh yeah. It didn't work for me. Interesting.
I let it count down too. I thought it was like cancel in 3 seconds.
Right.
Hey, so what do we do? We see these people rowing off in the distance.
Is there the captain? Do they have any? I assume that if they have boats, they have some way to do like wayfinding and having a. We also have somebody who has a scope, right?
Mm-hmm. On the gun, yeah.
You're on the deck.
Yeah, I can go ahead and I'll move to the front of the deck and
They won't know what it is.
take a look through the scope. See what I can see.
Alright, these look human.
Okay.
In fact, they are human. They have very kind of weathered tan skin. They're wearing a lot of like heavy fur with the hood and everything like that. This is clearly, go ahead and roll me a history check. It's clearly a barbarian tribe, which are known to frequent the Sea of Moving Ice and kind of this whole area. 6. It's not one that you've encountered before, though.
Okay, I do relay that and say it looks like we've got a tribe of barbarians in those boats.
They look
Towards us, or are
friendly.
they just kind of fishing? I mean, can we tell what they're doing, what their intent is?
They've got fish in the boats and they look like they're just rowing back to their village.
Do they look friendly?
They're barbarians.
Yes, but do they look friendly?
We have a barbarian on our team.
How far away are they?
He's average.
They're all average.
They look average.
How far away is
Are they within shouting distance? If I tried to hail them,
Yeah, they're about 150 feet out. You can shout that far.
I hail them. I just wave like I want to talk to them and see if they respond.
Hailing frequencies open, Captain. Yeah, the boat, like, you can see a few people turn. Tavish, from your viewpoint, you see them, like, turn and look over, and they have, like, a quiet, quick discussion with each other before one of the boat, like, the 3 of the fishing boats continue on, and one of them, like, they turn the boat around and bring it up towards you.
Captain, is there anything I'm going to be trying to where the captain's at?
Okay.
Is there any way that we can indicate to them that we don't mean them harm at this moment?
Well, they're coming over here. I'm assuming they think we don't mean them harm.
All right, I'll just make sure that everybody has their stuff at arm's length, just in case.
Okay.
And I just tell the captain, I say, perhaps they know something about this tiefling wizard that we're looking for, or maybe we can get some additional information from them.
And he kind of nods and he goes, a confirmed heading would probably be a much better plan than just wandering around the sea, that's for sure. So this boat approaches, and as it kind of glides in, it very kind of expertly glides in and just kind of settles next to you guys. And one of the barbarians in the middle stands up, and he pulls back his hood and he goes, "All right, Mutikaka."
Does anybody speak barbarian?
I don't speak barbarian, But I speak the common language of ruffians, and I offer him a drink to show friendship.
I would think that Thornock could communicate. There's not a barbarian language.
It's not a barbarian language. This specific dialect is Uluik.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't talk well.
So let's have everybody go ahead and roll me a knowledge check, just like an intelligence check.
I speak Draconic and Goblin and
Just like your
Undercommon.
intelligence.
I might be able to
modifier.
piece this together.
Oh,
I rolled a 15.
18?
18?
17.
Agree.
What'd you say? Intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah, just intelligence.
17 plus 8.
So you
17 here as well.
17,
20.
20. So you two, like you, in your travels, you've encountered a few barbarian tribes. Did anybody else get over 20? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
So you've encountered some barbarian tribes. You're just very learned. So both of you, like the barbarian languages are very similar to one another. So you can pick up a few words here or there. Basically you can translate like a few like general, like he's asking us about our mothers, or just like any very like vague things.
Okay, sure.
Tuki actually comes up and replies and goes, "Allah, Istam Buyaka," and he goes, "Ah," and he kind of talks to everybody else a little bit, and then they all kind of turn back and they kind of get a little gruff and they go, "Israel," and Tuki turns to you guys and he goes, he's asking why we're here, and you guys kind of got that general.
Can I roll a perception check on this turtle?
Perception?
Yeah.
Do you want to like look at him, or
I want to see if he's indicating any like tells of the guy called us
insight?
dirty names and we are 3. I don't have any idea.
No, he's a good friend of yours.
Son of a gun.
So I
Probably
told
swearing at
Suki,
me. Okay.
let him know that we are looking for a tiefling wizard.
Point
Named.
Point to the.
Yeah, well, and I'm gonna say like a tiefling wizard. Tiefling looks like her, in case they need to know.
That's actually good. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just thought she was a
Named.
demon.
What was her name? Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Man.
McCaff.
Just
Close enough.
let them know that.
And he turns and he does let them know, and you guys can basically your good knowledge checks.
I'm gonna stand up so that you know.
And he's talking and he gestures over
Ron
to
takes him over and he's doing the battle white.
tiefling. When he says the word, like everybody can clearly hear the word tiefling. And McCaff in there as well. And your guys' knowledge checks, you're basically, what you're going to get out of this is you won't have disadvantage when dealing with kind of any insight checks or any anything like that when you're trying to determine motive and whatnot for these barbarians. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So he talks with him for a bit, and the guy the barbarian kind of is very short with him, just short with the answers, and just like says a few things, and then Tuki says he just says that they haven't seen anything, and that we should probably leave. The Sea of Moving Ice is dangerous.
I pull out a gold coin. I say, has he seen anything now?
And he asks, "Have you seen anything now, the barbarian?" And the barbarian looks at the others, and he goes,
I don't think gold means anything to me.
Give him some turtle meat.
I gave it to the cook.
Oh.
I asked Tuki, I'd say perhaps you should ask if they know about this Marflow.
"Oh yeah!" Like he didn't even realize that, and he asks them, and after a moment they reply, and he just kind of shakes his head and he says, "Again, they're just telling us that the sea's dangerous. We should leave."
Have they heard
What about the
any
jack horn?
thunderous horns or any and disturbances in the area that are unusual?
Another moment of translation goes on, and hopefully it's not telephone. And they shake their heads firmly, and then kind of like the guy in the middle kind of waves dismissively at Tuki, and he says, "They said that they have to get back to their village, and they really think that we should leave."
Should we go to
I
the
just
village?
say, what is it that's so dangerous about this sea that we need to be?
And they're starting to row away at this point, so Tuki kind of like shouts that to them, and he just says one word back, and Tuki kind of frowns a little bit, and he just turns and says everything.
Should I polymorph him to a chicken?
Weather,
Should we
the
just?
sea itself.
Should we go to their village? Should we just? I mean, we don't have any other clues.
I say we follow him.
Listen, Leonardo.
I don't know. I don't want to start a fight with a native tribe. Remember the Prime Directive.
Tuki.
Wrong name.
Nuki. Do you get the sense from them that if we are to stay in the area that it is a threat to us that they don't want us
I
here?
was actually going to ask, can I do an insight based on like his tone of voice to see if I can figure out?
Basically, like, get out of here, this is our turn.
Can I assist
threatening.
since I was listening, translating as well?
Sure, yeah. You can just both roll me an insight check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
He sees into our minds.
Yeah, you both, like, you look at each other just to, like, confer, but yeah, they look like they were trying to get you out of here. Like, they were trying to push you away.
They really want us to leave, which
They're
makes me
hiding.
suspicious.
They're not just being cautiously friendly or whatever.
Yeah.
All of the gold is mine.
Maybe they have the Drakhorn.
Now, did I notice them any kind of body language or tics when we mentioned either of those people that we're looking for?
Each time the guy
The
was
calf
talking.
or the one for Tuki?
The tiefling, yes. When you mentioned the tiefling and you gesture to Lunera, they all kind of, they didn't look at each other because that would be just obvious to everybody. But
Kind of
you
look
can see,
Look at their feet.
you can see,
and, like,
yeah, you can see like their eyes kind of like shift to the left and right as if they were trying to
they've
look
got
at each
her
other.
captured. I'm wondering.
That's what I'm thinking.
We need to follow them.
Follow them, but not obviously. You know what I mean?
Do we have
can
a lifeboat or something?
The captain goes, sail casual, got it.
Do you have like a smaller boat we could?
How large is
Roll off
your
of?
minor illusion?
Every time they turn
5
back,
feet.
the boat just turns and like.
It
Yeah, just
really,
like
I mean, it
back
really
yeah.
depends on how far away the village is. If you guys think you could row that far.
So
Yeah,
they
I say
obviously row.
I say we
so-
take the boat. And then when we get within view of the village, we
Then-
can take,
okay, yeah, let's
we
do
can
that.
take a dinghy or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's the logical.
We can rope a bunch of crates together and make a raft.
Okay, sounds good.
Question: are we inside of land? Can we see their village? Or
No, there's only like sheets of ice around where you guys are right now.
I can turn into a large swimming creature and help pull, if we need.
We would need
You
to
should
check.
do that and follow them.
Give me a second to figure out which one.
Kraken.
You guys keep doing your thing. I'll be with
Yes,
you in a
transform into a kraken and follow them on the water.
Can familiar become aquatic creatures?
Probably.
seahorse.
Turn into like
Or a bird?
A seahorse.
Crow. Yeah. Takes 10 minutes to do the
I asked
ritual.
Have we
They were
seen any
interested in
crows
hunting.
around? Because if all of a sudden there's
Birds.
a bird and there hasn't been one, you know, on
Good
this whole
question.
area.
Have we noticed other birds around here? Is it too cold?
I mean, there's been a couple goals, but not any sort of crows. These
Can we
20
just-
archers in the whole camp, and they all decided to shoot my raven at the same time.
Can we just take your raven or your crow and splash some like ash on it to make it white? So it's
Good try.
So it looks like a bowl.
Motion to my cat, climbs up my sleeve, and I said, 10 minutes.
Legendary.
Okay. So yeah, so you spend 10 minutes in kind of ritualisticness.
Sit cross-legged Doctor Strange.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check to see if there's any sort of modifications that you can make here.
16?
16. So the bird comes out and it's a mottled like white and black feather, so it's kind of like a mix between the two of
So
them.
like a magpie.
It's like a magpie, yeah.
From far away, this would probably work. And then I
They're
just
pretty good eyesight.
send him up and ward.
All the while he was doing that, I put 10 pounds of oranges in his.
My pack's getting heavy.
10 pounds of oranges.
I just got rid of the meat. I'm just gonna keep a random 10 pounds, and I'll just rotate what it is.
Right? Funny thing is, you don't know about the 10 pounds, so if you try to put like a final 10 pounds in there,
I'm gonna explode
your
my
bag
liver.
of-
Oh, I'm gonna kill you if that happens. Just kidding. I'll just buy another one.
So you can actually, you warg into him. The bird moves faster than the ship does, obviously,
Right.
following the fishing boats.
I stay pretty high and far away.
And eventually, it actually gets out of your you hit the limit of your range, and the bird kind of starts spinning, and he goes, "I can continue to follow if you wish."
Well, I can't really communicate with it though when it comes back, right?
You can't communicate with it until it's in range.
All right,
Yeah, I'd say have it follow.
I drop my warging ability and send it. I tell it to go and then
And
drop out.
it drops out of your range.
All right, we'll see in a minute.
So you guys continue along your way, moving through the sheets of ice, and generally just being a little bit sour because this is probably the coldest you've all ever been.
I would just like to say that
You've been all right.
being a
Cold. Like
person from one of the 9 realms of hell,
Uh-huh.
each step I take, there's like steam that comes up. So basically,
Mhm. Like the deck is frosted, and each time there's a little hoof print, and it just kind of steams. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also really cold because you're used to hot temperatures.
Yeah. Like it's weird because like she's warm, right? She's fiery, but she's also extremely freezing right now.
Everything's
It's like
cold
every
to fire.
woman I've ever known. Even though it's
And it's another half a day of travel. It's getting towards a little bit into the evening here. The days are obviously shorter up this far north. And you suddenly get back within range of your bird.
So just like sense.
Yeah, your sense comes back. Your telepathic link kicks on again.
All right, I have it come back to me.
Okay.
And tell me what it saw. I guess.
So as it's on its way flying back, it says there's a barbarian village on top of a giant iceberg.
How far
I
away?
was thinking it was gonna be an ice turtle. I was like, oh my gosh, not again.
Well, so what's your range on
It's a
the?
so it's an iceberg with
I think it's
a
a
turtle
right?
inside.
Let me check. I can't remember.
Is the iceberg actually a giant frozen turtle?
Find familiar. Find
No.
familiar. Find familiar. Where are you?
Find familiar, right here. So it's within 100 feet of you.
Yeah.
So it actually says I've been backtracking a bit ever since I found where they were heading. It's another 2 miles.
Okay. Nice.
And it doesn't take the ship long until you see a large iceberg, literally a floating island, looming before you. The frost skimmer makes its way to the 20-foot wide patch of ice at the bottom of the iceberg. But the first thing that you notice beyond the large triangular shape of it are the large bones scattered around the island's plateau and along the walls. Huge rib cages and scattered parts litter the landscape. And then what you can see as you guys get closer, and the ship's like, the captain's like, we can pretty much just pull up right onto that ice shelf. You see that there are some drag marks along the latest fresh snow that's happened along the sheet, and they basically look like somebody's been pulling a small or a long wooden boat up this 20-foot trail that kind of goes up into like this 5-foot path leading up to the top of the iceberg.
Guess we follow
how.
from here.
What time of day is it?
It's getting towards dusk.
Gonna get cold
It's gonna
fast.
get really cold.
I say, why don't I scout ahead and see if I can info.
Get some. Would you like?
I'll work through my raven too,
Okay.
just to keep an eye on
Yeah.
Ari.
So they pull the boat on ashore.
Yeah. About watching just in case too.
Okay. So Tavish is on the boat still, like up on the bow.
Actually, I had climbed up to the
Crow's nest.
crow's nest. Yep.
Okay. And you're warging.
Yeah, I'll get off and go up onto the ice shelf to where
And the crew
there's
is
that
too,
kind of a
they're, like,
safe
pulling
place
everything up, and yeah.
to kind of sit and be helpless, essentially.
Yeah. What about everybody else?
I'm gonna be talking to the turtle about local Like what kind of stuff's in the area? I'm just trying to get information if he has any of that.
Yeah, he's currently giving you a nice discussion on like giant octopi.
Okay.
That kind of like to roam around and everything. They hunt in pairs. What
I'm
about?
gonna try and stay warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Thornock.
What's up?
Is there anything specific that you want to do while Ari is scouting, or are you just gonna sit there?
I'm gonna hang out for a minute
Okay.
and think about Severin.
Is like remembering the name. It's like your list each night, and it's just
Yeah.
Severin, 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 Severin. Yep.
I'm trying to like give better descriptions for when I talk to Braun later,
Okay.
instead of just having a cut on my chest from Mount Holly.
You're trying to like get the general features, that hooked nose, the big goatee, etc.
Yeah.
So
Like,
Ari,
I
go ahead and
wanna-
roll me a stealth check, and tell me how you're approaching this.
Okay, so stealth check is 17, and I mean I'm just gonna, try to. I mean, if there are things that I can kind of, boulders and things that I can kind of go between or whatever, like that's what I'm gonna do. But I'll be checking for traps along the way, of course.
Alright.
Anytime I'm on the path.
Okay, so basically there is just the path. There's no kind of bends to it or anything. There's just this long kind of sheet of ice that ramps up towards the top of the plateau. There may be one or two switchbacks, but there's no like rocks for hiding or anything like that.
Along stealthily. It says that I can hide in even dim light. It doesn't have to be dark. You know what I mean? And I think there's an elven thing about if I'm outdoors and it's where did it go? Anyway, thing about like as long as there's like some mild obscuring
Mm-hmm. Okay.
snow or you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you make it up about... you make it up till you're about 200 feet or so from the top of the iceberg. Again, this iceberg is massive. And as you're about 200 feet away, you come across a site that gives you pause. Basically you see 10 corpses frozen into the wall of ice.
What?
There look to be a dwarf, 3 kind of warriors wearing colors from Luskin, and 6 ice hunters, which are kind of these same type of tribesmen that you saw earlier, and they are all just frozen in like sheer horror into this wall of ice.
And they're obviously dead.
And none of them are moving, and none of their eyes are like moving or anything like that. It looks like they've been frozen solid.
I mean, maybe Ari has no conception of like cryogenic stasis.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Chances are they're probably dead, as far as Ari is aware.
Okay. And I have no idea what may have caused this.
No. You can roll me a nature check just to see.
Yeah. 16.
No, it's not really clear what caused this. There's plenty of ice monsters in the Sea of Moving Ice.
Okay, I want to keep going. I want to just kind of get up to where I can peek over the ridge, the top, so I can see kind of what's on top of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm. So you continue climbing. You're moving pretty stealthily, and as you start cresting the rise, you start hearing like growling and barking. That's happening, and you kind of poke your head up over the rise to look onto the top plateau, and the first thing that you see is there's kind of this caldera in the middle of the iceberg, and around it is just this kind of swirl of snow that kind of makes this white kind of misty effect around it. Basically all of the winter winds seem to be blowing around this caldera and just picking up a bunch of like snowdrift and everything like that. Beyond that, you see a bunch of yurts. There's about 16 different yurts with kind of these seal leather tops on them.
Baby seal leather.
Some of them maybe. And there's one large building sort of in the center of the village. It looks like it's quite a bit larger than all of the other small yurts that you see. And then off to one side, you see a pen that has you count about 12 or so of these snow dogs, basically huskies, if you want to like compare them to a real world dog. And they are actually all on the edge of the fence, barking in your direction.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I just, and I don't like, there's no people anywhere.
There's starting to be people. People are coming out to hear the commotion of what's going on.
Send my bird to just fly by and make it look like that's what the dogs are barking at.
Okay.
And just kind of have it like dive bomb at the dogs and take off.
Mm-hmm. So
kind of just pester them.
I can cast minor illusion. So I wanna do a minor illusion of like a seal.
Okay. All right. So they look out over the ridge and they see the dogs kind of backing away from this bird that's dive bombing them, and they just see this kind of seal. And a couple of them like look to each other, and then one like taps the other one, and he hands him a spear, and he turns it around like this is. And they kind of like nod to each other like, "Hey, this is a great find. Seals don't usually come this close." And he's going to chuck the spear. So let me.
And I have this seal like, well, I want it to like maybe try and scurry away or like dive down, off the ledge or something like.
I
think minor illusion. I don't think can move.
Yeah, when people try and interact with it, it reveals that it's
there's another illusion later that
you need major illusion or something.
Roll me a deception check though, with a disadvantage because you can't actually move it, but you can make it like disappear right at that time. So it looks like it ducks down.
With disadvantage, not good. It was like a. Where's my deception? 7.
Okay. Yeah, so the spear hits the seal, and then the seal disappears, and they both blink at it, and one looks to the other, and they both confer something in their native language, and then one runs off towards the center of the village.
Ah, crap.
I scurried back down to the ship.
Okay.
And when I get there, I just tell everybody, what I saw, and tell them, that they look like they're on alert. For all I know, they could be, coming this way, so we ought to be prepared.
A seal? Why didn't you go for like a polar bear?
How impressionable is our turtle friend?
I don't know what,
he's
a 14-year-old boy.
I want to convince him that the broken spear is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, and have him spread the good word.
Yet. It's just loaves.
Okay, go ahead and roll a persuasion check. This is basically over the last couple days.
13 plus
They might have
persuasion.
bread balls.
11, so that's 24.
Oh my gosh.
Greatest things in the world.
Everything that you guys do is absolutely amazing. A seal, perfect idea, Ari. Wonderful. He's totally a yes man now. And then
We have groupies.
and then you hear some stomping coming down the ramp.
I unwarg so that I'm not defenseless and run back on the boat.
Coming down the ice ramp,
Yes, coming down the ice ramp.
not the boat ramp.
Nope. So
I see
after,
you.
yeah, you'll be the first one to spot this. You do see there are 3 barbarians coming down the ice ramp.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna start doing dancing lights and juggling the lights.
but we've got company.
Juggling lights. Tuki makes his way back from where he was examining the bones, the giant rib bones.
Okay.
And he makes his way back onto the boat, and he goes, "Who's going to be doing the talking? Who am I translating for?"
I don't think there's going to be any talking. Usually when barbarians run at you, it's to kill you.
Are they running or are they walking?
They are walking.
They're walking.
Round of walking.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I'll speak for the group.
Okay. So the barbarians get down to the bottom of the ramp. There are 3 of them. One is male, wearing kind of a heavier hide armor, and he kind of watches you all with the kind of this big battle axe strapped under his, or not strapped, but kind of laying on his shoulder. He is bald, and he has just like a single scar down the half of his face. Do you want to get those, by the way?
I was just gonna send you a text.
Yeah, because we have new figures for these two.
Sweet.
The next is kind of this gruff-looking. He's got this long, kind of very tangled hair and a big beard. He's got a hand axe and kind of this. It's actually a shell, like a turtle shell shield that he's got on. And then the third one is a woman. She has kind of all of her hair pulled back into a single bun on the back of her head, and the rest is kind of bald.
Does she look like GRREAT from
Game of Thrones.
No, she's wearing a she's actually wearing a tribal kind of robe. It looks like
Okay.
It's still a heavy robe, and in her hand she's got this staff, and kind of dangling off the staff on these leather strips are 4 different animalistic totems. There's a bear, a wolf, there's a shark, and a cat of some sort.
Cool.
Yeah.
Seeing her walk up, and she's holding it in her hand, like walking with it, or like holding it prostrate?
She's walking with
It's
it.
like a walk.
She doesn't look old, by the way. It doesn't look like she's
seeing her do that, I want to pull my staff out and like just kind of stand there friendly looking with my staff,
and she
with totems on it. And
she actually does pause and kind of like blinks a little bit in surprise, and then just continues on. What?
I whisper
I'd be
under
better if she looks at me.
I whisper under my breath to Brown. If you show me your staff, I'll show you mine.
Don't make the obvious joke.
Well, I hope she doesn't have a staff.
So they all walk up, and the leader says something in Ulick, and Tuki turns around and he says his name is Orcahart, and he's the chieftain of the village, and he wants to know why we're here.
I nod to the lady shaman, whatever she is, to her staff, and I say, "Are you by chance familiar with the Emerald Enclave?"
And the woman with the staff kind of looks at Toki as he translates, and then looks over at the chieftain, and then she says something, and Toki turns around and goes, she said for us to answer the chieftain's question, please. Yeah. Oh, I should say, here's the chieftain, here is the other guy, and we'll post another picture of these. Cool. But yeah, barbarians aplenty. Sorry, go on, Ari.
Hey, we are here on a quest, searching for friends of dragons to them, and we were hoping that you might be able to either help us or help us find who can help us.
So he relays that information, and the chieftain kind of frowns a little bit and says something back to him, and Tuki says, he says that Old White Death has been dead for a few years now.
White Death is a dragon?
And Tuki clarifies with him, and the barbarian chieftain nods and kind of waves at the bones, and as he's saying something, and Tuki relays and said, he says that Old White Death was a dragon that terrorized the Sea of Moving Ice, and he was killed on this rock, and these are his bones.
Can I roll perception to see if these look like dragon bones?
Sure, roll me a nature check, actually.
Freaking 4. 8. They're big. They look like dragon bones.
You get advantage on this because as you're talking, Tuki says, that doesn't really add up to me.
13. That's 17.
Yeah. These are they look to be about the size of whale bones, which is smaller, like pretty fairly sized, but they're not dragon bones.
Okay. So I'll kind of message to Ari and be like, Something is amiss here. I'm sure you have noticed those are not dragon bones.
I say, is this Old White Death the thing that that froze all of those corpses up along the trail?
And Tuki translates, and then the barbarian just gives you a nod and says something, and he says that you're spying on the village. Then
I say, I am a scout. Yes.
Tuki translates for you, and then the barbarian kind of waves his hand and says something. He says that it doesn't really matter. He wants to know why we're here and when we're planning on leaving.
We would like to ask for your hospitality in your village and to see if perhaps our friend might be among you, or if anybody from your village might have seen her.
I wouldn't say friend if she's a prisoner.
So it takes a few moments for the translation again, and Tuki kind of blinks in surprise at the response, and he says that if you want the barbarian hospitality, you have to earn it.
I say,
combat.
And how might we do that?
And he actually doesn't have to translate this because he just says, I think he wants a duel.
Thornock!
Yeah, no magic between your champion and theirs.
Yeah.
Let's go, Thornock, let's go.
Point of clarification, is this to the death or simply till someone succeeds their fight?
And Tuki asks and then gets the response. He says, until one member is unconscious.
Very good.
I start massaging Thornock's shoulders like a boxer. I'm like whispering in his ear, you got this, man, you got this. Just go take this guy out.
I say, it's a real punk.
Yeah. I wish I could give you inspiration.
Is more than happy to accept your challenge, but I turn to Thornock and whisper, can you keep yourself from killing him?
I just wink.
It's not really like comforting at all. And then he kind of waves his hand, and they start heading back up the trail.
Follow him, I guess.
Yeah,
Let's follow.
Yeah, we're gonna follow.
I'm gonna follow with my gear.
Well, yeah, of course.
Are they fully geared at this point?
Yeah.
Let's follow.
Liristar says, we'll hold the fort down here, just in case you need us. Although Tuki does come with you because you guys need a translator. So you head on up.
Let me move the boat.
Yep.
Move the boat.
Because we
Call the
are...
locksmith.
And as you guys come up, you see that the entire village is now like out in force. There's a couple of them that are looking over the ridge at the ship below, but most of there's like 25 adult barbarians. There's a bunch of women and children around too that are just kind of like watching you as you approach.
Do I know if they would take offense to like a wave? Like, do I know enough about their culture to know?
Roll nature. No more? Yeah, let's actually grab a few more. We'll do some variation.
Oops, nature. 11.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, you don't know that there's anything offensive about it.
Alright, I like kind of wave like as friendly as a wave as I can do. With a little smile.
No, we're good.
Are you good?
Yeah, we don't need that much. Alright, so I'm gonna array you all over here.
We're following?
No, so they are setting up basically on one side, and you guys are setting up on the other.
He said he was fine with us scouting, so while everybody's watching the fight, maybe we go and Banff and look in their tents,
Maybe.
their wigwams.
Okay.
Jolly good show.
Totally good.
Let's see if we can do this without getting in front of the other camera.
One through.
Center jump, no camera interference, we're good.
I think we're good. I think everything's good.
You guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Thornock, you are the front and center. We got Turtle closest to the camera and Brum furthest away.
Ari's right here behind the turtle.
So as the barbarian chieftain talks and steps forward, kind of flexing his axe a little bit, Tukey translates and says, "It's supposed to. So it's a fight to unconsciousness. No magic is allowed. Any help from the outside is prohibited as well."
Toki, is there ever any misinterpretation between unconscious and not breathing dead?
No, they're very two separate words.
Okay, just making sure.
It's none of the 10 words that this tribe has for death.
Perfect.
10 words.
Just making sure I needed to be ready with my wand of healing. My staff.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get an initiative.
Go Thornak, go Thornak.
Natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20.
Forget the rage.
17.
17.
Okay.
Oh, how can I cheat?
Alright, so it is your initiative.
So I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come in swinging at the champion.
Okay. So go ahead and just charge him straight up to. This will be a completely interesting fight. Sure.
Natural 20.
Beautiful.
Okay, roll damage.
Is this ice terrain or is this?
Yeah, this is kind of like a snowy, kind of solid ice. It's not difficult. Like it looks like it's well worn and
Right, how
chipped.
slick it is. Got it.
Yeah. What's the damage there, Thornock?
32.
Okay, and then your second attack?
Uh, 15.
A 15 misses.
Yeah, I thought it did.
So
I
the
rolled a
first,
5.
you rush at him, and the first hit slams like into his shoulder, and he grunts with pain, and then he pushes you off and nimbly ducks the second swing. And then his attack, he is going to do. Oh, he gets 3 attacks. Nice. So here's 3 attacks coming at you with the great axe.
I actually told you the wrong hit. It should have been 17 instead of 15, but it already happened, so it's okay.
Okay. All right, so we've got a 22,
Yeah.
a crit, and
Yeah.
an 18.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. Great axe, that's
Critical hit.
is. So the first hit, 16 slashing damage. The second hit, the crit, and I'm not having any of these. You'll do that. The second is 32 slashing damage. That's for the crit.
Dang, girl.
Dang, Gina. Oh wow, that's actually really good. And then that's 27 slashing damage for the third hit. That was a really good roll.
He isn't the chief for any small reason.
Yeah.
Or champion, I should say.
Okay, it is your turn, Dorok.
If you kill the chief, shouldn't you become the new chief?
You keep
Yeah, so I'm gonna attack him again.
Okay. Like I said, not going to be much movement for this fight, but it's still cool to have the board.
No, I'll like circle around him to attack him.
Shift him.
I wanna,
So
Yes.
we can't circle.
I wanna try to attack him like behind one of his knees.
Okay, go ahead and roll your
See if I
attack.
can knock him down.
natural one. He lobs your leg off with his axe. What? You are now a stone.
Hope you have a rest.
18.
18. That one looks like it's about to hit, and then all of a sudden he parries your blow with his axe.
Whoa.
F words.
That's his reaction. Yeah.
25.
Yeah, that one will hit. He isn't able to parry the next blow that comes in. Did you guys say that you wanted to try sneaking
20.
away?
23.
23 damage. Okay.
Well,
I walk over to Brown and I grab him. I'm like, you ready? We dimensioned her out of here.
Okay. So, Brahm and Akio disappear.
What are they up to?
Okay, then it is his turn. We've got 3 more attacks coming in on Thornock. And it looks like the lowest is a 17.
Yeah, so they all hit.
Okay. So 15 damage, 19 damage, and 21 damage. 15, 19, and 21. At the top of the next round, the shaman from the tribe looks around and kind of looks through the party, and then she just kind of turns and walks into the village.
Walks into what?
She's walking into the village. She's moving past the crowd.
Just so we're clear, I haven't been this wrecked since that one troll got me.
For good reason.
It is your turn to respond, though. I don't know why
I'm gonna
they
go
never
first,
play
then.
with each other this
I
way.
know. Just 'cause we're here.
it's all gravy.
It's because they're jerky.
23.
They're jerky.
23 will hit.
Cocaine for puppies. Take the catnips.
Can I get some cocaine?
No, buddy.
23 damage.
Okay. Next attack.
– 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Damage.
Okay, he is looking very shaky on his feet, but he is still up.
Oh man.
Where are you guys heading, by the way?
Remember that building that you said was kind of in the middle?
The meeting hall in the center?
Yeah. That's where I want to
Okay.
transport us to.
Okay, so you enter inside that meeting hall. We're gonna roll the next attacks here. Oh, maybe those won't hit. The highest is a 16, Thornock. Does a 16 hit you?
A 16 does.
Okay, then the others are misses. So 1 hit. For a total of 20 damage before having it. So you guys are looking around this kind of big meeting hall area. That's where you guys teleported into. And
Looking for anything that looks like a prisoner or a tiefling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I rolled a
Specifically.
17 plus 1 perception.
You don't see a tiefling. You see like a bundle of rope in the corner, and you see what looks to be a pulley hanging on like one of the posts. And the tent flap opens up as you guys are searching around, and the shaman walks in and puts her staff onto the ground. Do you want to get like a smaller
Sure.
thing?
I'll put my staff on the ground too, and I'll say, "Hi there. What brings you in this part of the tent?"
And we'll pause there for a moment. So Thornock, it is your turn.
She's just kind
You guys
I'm here, sorry. Hold
You're
on.
fine. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh. 23 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
I'm trying to chew that thing off.
So, as we're getting the damage here, I'll basically set the scene. Everybody's been kind of watching this duel, but it hasn't been your usual kind of what you would expect from barbarians. It's not a lot of like cheering and roaring for their champion or anything. They're all just kind of like stoically watching as these two combatants, basically great axe and great sword, slash against each other, and they kind of dance away and parry each other and get in really close. And what was the damage there, Thornock?
26.
Okay. Until finally Thornock gets in underneath the champion's defenses and just stabs him up through the gut, and he groans and collapses to the ground. And then you hear Hazaran say, "Finish him."
No.
What? No.
That wasn't the deal.
And then you just feel Hazaran raging against you, as in like trying to finish off this opponent that's blood at spraying. But yeah, you have won. If your party wants, they can cheer. Tuki goes, yeah.
They are as awesome as
I
he
just
told
give
me.
a smile.
Yeah. And then Tuki kind of looks over and goes, Brom, should we? Brom?
quiet, you inks.
And back inside the tent, the shaman walks up and she puts the staff.
My dear
slams
lady,
it in
all
her-
evening I've been wanting a moment.
Quiet.
alone with. Oh, right.
She walks up closer to him.
Yeah.
Strong woman. I like that.
You are here for someone.
We're looking for a tiefling
speak
specifically.
Common?
Wait a second. Yes.
Some.
What?
Some common, not much.
Interesting. Hard eyes.
What obscene gesture is
In our land, it is of the utmost respect.
and she does the same to you.
We call it moji.
Your emoji is strange,
Aren't they all?
but so are you.
Oh, thank you.
You carry a staff of animal spirits.
Indeed, this was gifted to me by
Stack.
hold on, I know his name. Tegillian of the Emerald Enclave.
Interesting.
I see that you also bear a staff with totems.
Yes,
How did
carved myself.
Very nice.
Perhaps you are the ones I have been praying for.
Yes, definitely. We've been sent by prayers.
And thoughts.
I mean, just this morning I was sitting drinking, and the thought came over me: I should go to this village.
In my discussions with the turtle guy, did I get any sense of any of the deities of the area?
No, you guys didn't. You guys mainly talked about like
talked about
dangerous
different
creatures.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, dang.
I mean, so she looks between the two of you and she says, "You are here for the dragon."
Yes.
We are here to hopefully to meet this dragon face to face.
Kill it.
Potentially kill it, and hopefully not die.
We've killed the dragon before. We're
White
kind of good
Death
at this.
is not dead.
I thought as much. Why? What reason does your chieftain have?
And white.
Is it? And I understand if this is a pride thing, but
He is beneath us, but rules over us.
like
Oh, like we
beneath us.
And she does kind of like.
Is the floor? Is this like the
It's a wooden floor.
Wooden floor. Okay.
Well, actually, no, it's not wooden. It wouldn't be wooden because there's not much wood.
Is there like?
Actually, so the meeting hall is made
I-
out of a lot of planks from like driftwood and stuff like
Okay.
that. So there probably is like
Okay.
sections of wood floor.
Okay.
But no, it's ice. It's that icy stuff.
Okay.
And she actually points to the back of the meeting hall where there is kind of this kind of plank set in the ground, and hanging over it is that pulley. And she says, "Down there is where his lair begins."
Can I roll perception on?
Are you?
Sure.
I want to
Roll
see
insight.
While he's
Insight
doing
6.
insight, are you under captivity?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Old White Death asks us to keep locals or others away, or else he will kill all of our children.
Okay.
9.
You trust her completely.
Well, we don't allow children killing.
That is a cool
So-
staff. We gotta stick together, staff cool people.
We
So
will help
outside, Tukey comes kind of waddling over with his staff, and he goes, and he kind of pulls Ari along with him, and he goes, "Should I heal the chieftain? I can't see their shaman anywhere."
I say, ask if their tradition allows for, healing magic after the battle is complete.
And he nods and he asks the other guy, kind of just standing there, and the kind of gruff bearded man gives him a solemn nod, and Tukey goes over and he just lays a hand on the fallen barbarian. Thank you. And just starts this kind of green light just starts flowing. Actually, no, it's a blue. It's a blue. It's a blue light that kind of like this aquatic, watery light just starts flowing into the barbarian.
Gurgle, gurgle.
And the other guy says something, and Tukey says, he says, "Welcome to the village. We can stay the night, and they'll feed us and keep us from the cold, and then tomorrow we can be on our way."
I nod and give him our thanks.
Someone should probably tell the. Never mind, I'm not there.
And back at the tent, back at the meeting hall, the shaman turns away and starts heading out, and she says, "You must not be here. At least not until tonight."
Thank you for the information. We will leave now. Maybe we leave with you, so no one thinks we're being suspicious.
Yeah.
And she just kind of motions for you to follow.
Okay, we follow.
We follow. And I nod around to message me.
Yes.
We really need to help these people. Let's get Ari and the crew up to speed.
I agree. This
You just have
requires
to tell Ari the sob story, and she'll be all for it.
this requires bold action.
And
Innocent children are at risk.
Sister Vestibule would not be pleased.
Not.
So the barbarians, they kind of give you a yurt for the evening. It's basically like a one family yurt that isn't being occupied right now because there's some fishers out of the village, and you guys kind of spend the evening just kind of talking, discussing what the shaman said to you. And so
he's
everybody
below
has
us.
this
I
knowledge.
can't sleep when he's sitting below us.
Wait, so below.
there was literally
Are
a
we-
plank with a rope that goes down. So we move the plank and go down the rope.
So it's like an underground cave.
Possibly.
Potentially.
We didn't get a good look because it was kind of a hush-hush conversation.
Could be down its throat. I don't know.
I think we would know if it would
I
be
think
down its throat. Probably like
Feels
bad.
bad, but I want to talk with the shaman before we go. Could Brahm send a message to her? Does he know relatively where she's at, and ask her to come and speak with us?
So the tent flap opens and the shaman walks in with a bowl of fish, and she goes, "I have your dinner."
Good timing.
Is it cooked? Not asking her, but
No, it's not.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Most gracious of you.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I just turn to her and say,
Accio and I can-
"Depends." Informed us. of the dangerous situation that you find yourselves in, I say we would take care of this dragon for you. However, my question is, if we were to defeat it, would it upset your village at all? Is there anyone, your chief or anybody else, who is willingly thralled to this dragon? Could it create a civil strife for your tribe?
My tribe are captured. All of tribe are captured. It would not upset any of them. Talking about this might upset them, but completing the kill wouldn't.
Will you be safe? And your people, should we go down there? I don't know how far it is. If we were to start a fight and it caused some local damage, do you guys have a safe place to stay?
Iceberg is big.
Okay. Good.
Don't think 6 adventurers could do much about that.
You'd be surprised.
I think 6 of us leaves.
Fair enough.
When would be the best time for us to go down without being seen?
Night patrol is weakest.
And it's coldest.
And then snow patrols looking
Yes.
for cars.
Then we will rest and prepare ourselves for the ensuing battle.
I ask her, I say, do you have children?
No. I am shaman.
Oh, obviously. Sorry.
Totally explains everything.
And swore a vow of celibacy.
Oh, great. Now we got 2 celibacy breakers.
More no time.
I know that very well. Books and stuff.
Yes, that's totally the reason.
Smack it.
You're gonna get so many oranges next time.
I'll find something different.
10 pounds of poop.
10 pounds of raw fish.
Stinky.
And she looks at you all and she says, "What I ask is dangerous for my people. Do not fail, or we will all die."
You can count on us.
We're gonna die anyway someday, so.
We haven't failed yet.
Not comforting.
Sorry, the world isn't comforting.
We will do our best.
Thank you.
If it makes you feel any better, we've killed a white dragon before. So we got a notch in the belt.
It's good to know. And then she gets up and she just kind of solemnly leaves.
Right.
And Tukey kind of like rings his the staff in his hands. And he's like, "Are we really gonna go find a dragon?"
Do you want to become a man, or do you want to be a turtle?
I say no,
young turtle.
I put my hand on his turtle shoulder, his shell shoulder, and I say, "No, young one, we are going to kill a dragon."
Wait for it. So we're close enough to the end of the night that I think that's a good end line.
Okay.
So I think we'll call it there.
Bravissimo.
Next time we shall.
We shall.
So I am giving inspiration to Thornock. It was a really good night for him. He obeyed Hazaran. He betrayed Hazaran. I'm actually also giving inspiration to Ari for trying to stop the killing. That was really nice. It's so nice of you. And then,
Don't kill all my NPCs.
yes, you did.
But then I gave up.
You're like,
Alright, whatever. Either way.
And then everybody gets 200 experience points for the role playing and the kind of the sneaking away and everything. So good job on all of that.
200.
Next week we head into the lair of another white dragon in search of riches and hopefully some answers to the Drackhorn.
So say we all.
Yeah.
All right, and then that's just next Thursday. No issues, right? Nobody has any issues.
What's next week?
Nope.
Should be the
9th? Should be fine.
9th.
Yeah.
I'm
It's the day after my anniversary.
well. I might be able to be there in person. Maybe.
Yeah. Because it'll be the 9th. Don't you come back on the 8th?
I actually come back on the 7th, but then I have a dinner event on the 8th. So I don't know. August is a horrible month for me travel-wise. So it just depends on how much my wife cares if I'm gone. Otherwise, I'll have to call in.
Okay. Either way, we'll be happy to have you.
How much experience did we get last time?
Oh, 1,700 experience points total. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thanks for coming. See y'all next Thursday and
night.
Friday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because next Friday is our next game for Lost Mines, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. So
What did we call
tomorrow,
ourselves?
next week.
What dumb name did we end up calling ourselves in that group?
I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't
I
remember.
can't remember.
I'm hoping
Something ridiculous.
I wrote it
I'm
down
sure.
somewhere. So yeah.
The ridiculous 8.
Alright, here's
I don't see you. Good
in case
evening
I'm
and
gone,
good
Akio.
Okay.
See you guys.
Perfect.